will be an error apparent on the face of the record and it will be interfered with. My Lord, the judgment is Pakistan versus Fecto Belarus, PLD 2002, Supreme Court 208. The relevant page is 216. The relevant paragraph is paragraph 12. It is at tab 1, volume 2 of your Lordship's bundle. I am not reading it, I am just identifying it. My Lord, the same view has been expressed in the judgment reported as Justice Qazi Faiz Isa versus President of Pakistan, PLD 2022, Supreme Court 119 at 170B and 171, paragraph 48, page 178, para 2. And my Lord, I read from paragraph 48 only a few words. The principle is clear. I need not detain your Lordship to open the book. It is in volume 2, tab 6. The relevant portion is highlighted. And the Lordships hold that therefore whenever they find that the judgment or order of which review is sought was pronounced or made without adverting to and in contravention of any provision of law or the Constitution, they must correct the error.
Volume 2 आपने दिया है?
Volume 2 दिया है.
पहले वाले volumes में पहले वाले.
Volume 2, tab 6. Page 48 at page 171, paragraph 48.
Volume 2 लिखा हुआ है इसमें.
जी सर, volume 2 लिखा हुआ है, बिल्कुल. tab 6, page 171.
जी.
Your Lordship may see the last 6 lines. Therefore, whenever they find that their judgment or order of which review is sought was pronounced or made without adverting to and in contravention of any provision of law or the Constitution, they must correct the error, considering it their inviolable constitutional obligation and duty, not a favor or concession to the party seeking review.
If the author judge or the majority members consider that still they are correct, then what will happen?
My Lord,
अगर जो जजेस कोई भी जजमेंट अगर किसी ने लिखी हो, ऑथर जज हो, उस जजमेंट की रिव्यू किसी ने सीख की हो,
my Lord,
वो जजेस जिन्होंने एक जज हो या 3 हो या 5 हो या 8 हो जितने भी, वो स्टिल कहें कि नहीं जनाब हमारी जजमेंट तो बिल्कुल आइन और कानून के मुताबिक है. तो
sir, if the matter is taken up in review and if the members of the bench come to the view that this judgment is clearly in accordance with the Constitution, then the review petitions have to be dismissed and there is no third review. So that's the settled law. My Lord, the other case which I may refer to is the case of Supreme Court Bar Association versus Federation of Pakistan, PLD 2024, Supreme Court 1199 at 1222. The relevant paragraphs are paragraphs 43 and 44. This is volume 1, tab 3. And my Lord, 3 of the members of the bench, my Lord, the senior member of the bench, my Lord Mrs. Mandu Khail and my Lord Mrs. Naeem Afghan were a party to this decision. In paragraph 43, the principles of review are stated that it must be based on constitutional.
we were not party.
My Lord,
We were not party to the petition.
my Lord, you were a member of the bench.
Members of the bench.
You were a member of the bench in the review jurisdiction. Your Lordship was in dissent in the original case, but in the review, your Lordship was with the majority. The 63A was decided 3-2. Your Lordship.
Majority agreed with me.
Yes, your Lordship was in a minority and in dissent over there, and that judgment, my Lord, is reported as PLD 2023, Supreme Court 42, at 171. Your Lordship's view is there. That is your Lordship's view as a dissenting judge. Your Lordship and my Lord Mr. Justice Mia Khail were in dissent. Your Lordship, in the review jurisdiction, the one which I just cited, which is at volume 1, tab 3, all your Lordships were of the same view that where an error has been made or where the constitutional provisions have been ignored or matter has been decided on personal likes and dislikes or moralisms, as the word used by your Lordship, then a review will lie. My Lord, insofar as your Lordship's dissenting opinion in the judgment reported as PLD 2023 Supreme Court 42 at pages 171 and 173 is concerned, your Lordship stated the principles which eventually found acceptance in the overturning of the majority judgment in the review case. This judgment also is there in volume 1, tab 6. The review judgment was volume 1, tab 3. This is tab 6. And where your Lordship says that where the provisions of the Constitution are clear, precise, and free from ambiguity, this is paragraph 14, there is no need to interpret it in a manner to change its plenary and normal meaning. My Lord, the last judgment in that regard, which I may cite and move on, is Interquest Informatics Services versus Commissioner of Income Tax, 2025 SCMR 257 at para 3 and para 13. This is, my Lord, in volume 2 of your Lordship's bundle at tab 9, where your Lordships have held that the scope of the review includes judgment passed on an erroneous assumption of material facts or by overlooking a material question of fact or law or an important aspect of the matter which, if noticed and considered earlier, would have direct bearing on the conclusion reached by the court. This is paragraph 3 of the judgment. My Lord, this was on the scope of the review jurisdiction. On merits, I focus on the majority judgment because that's the order of the court, that's the order which is under review before this honorable court. If your Lordship takes a look at page 139 of the reported judgment, paragraph 13, this is volume 1, tab 1 of your Lordship's bundle. If your Lordship may see page 139, para 13. The Lordship's note, unfortunately, the above legal position regarding the nature of election disputes and the responsibility of courts was not brought to the notice of the bench by the learned counsel for the parties while making their arguments. However, 11 members of the bench, being themselves aware of the legal position, proceeded to inquire into the facts and points of law that were not presented before the court below, that is the Peshawar High Court. So the Lordships are saying over here clearly that several legal points or this legal position was not before the Peshawar High Court. This was not argued by the parties, that it was taken note of by the court itself. The submission is that this was never put to the council as stated over here. This was taken note of. The judgment was based on it. This was, my Lord, adversarial litigation under Article 185(3). And if a point or a matter was not before the Peshawar High Court, if it was to be taken on record, the parties needed to be put on notice. The court also recognizes, and that's the next point, that several of the parties were not before the court. My Lord, your Lordship may see in this judgment at page 142, paragraphs 19 and 20.
कौन से टैब में है?
This is tab 1, the same tab, my lord. The majority, tab 1, page 142.
वन 142 पे कौन सा पढ़ रहे हैं?
142 पे, my lord, your lordship will see just before paragraph 20.
एंटी
As per these contentions and the arguments made during the hearing, PTI claimed the allocation of the disputed reserved seats either to SIC or to itself PTI. This, my lord, great respect, the submission is orally whatever may have happened. This was not part of the pleadings. And if your lordship may see further, paragraph 20, it may also be pertinent to mention here, in the course of the argument, the learned counsel for SIC also attempted to explain the above circumstances under which the returned candidates who, according to him, were PTI candidates joined SIC. However, some honorable members of the bench reproved him, questioning how he could make conflicting arguments as he was supposed to plead the case of SIC, not of PTI. With respect, we say that both SIC and PTI took the same stance on the peculiar circumstances that led the returned candidates to join SIC. In no way did they make any conflicting assertions. Both emphasized that it is the right of the people who had voted for the returned candidates that their mandate should be reflecting in allocating the disputed seats.